start off the show today talking about the Sarasota and Manatee real estate statistics. We talk about both the Tampa Bay market, which includes Pinellas County, Clearwater, St. Petersburg, and then all the outlying East Hillsborough as well. And we talk about Sarasota and Manatee separately because they're a different MLS, a different board of realtors, and the stats are tracked a little bit differently. And Sarasota and Manatee have always been seen as a market that peaks during months that the Tampa market is not peaking. So it seems to peak during winter months because you get a lot of snowbirds and second home buyers, whereas Tampa tends to peak during the summer. It's more families. Not to say that there aren't both of those in each market, but that's just more of the makeup. So the market summary done by the Florida Association of Realtors that the Sarasota Manatee Board puts out breaks it down between Manatee County and Sarasota County and single-family homes versus multifamily. So starting off with Manatee County single-family homes, there were 436 sales in October of 17 with an average sale price of $377. Now compare that, there were 428 sales a year ago at an average sale price of only $323. So that's an almost 20% jump in the average sale price for Manatee County single-family homes. So Sarasota County single-family homes, there were 611 sales in October of 17 and 592 in October of 16. So again, another slight bump from last year. Average sale price $381 in October of 17, $319 in October of 16. So again, another about a 20% jump. Month supply of inventory, both markets are hovering around between 3.9 to 4.1 months of inventory. So pretty comparable in terms of the inventory. And that was the same thing we were seeing last year in the market. For multifamily properties, Manatee County townhouses and condos, average sale price of $222,000 compared to $202,000 last year. 3.8 months of inventory last year, 4.1 months of inventory. Closed sales 161 this year, 177 last year. So fewer sales in the multifamily segment for Manatee County this year compared to last year. And then Sarasota County townhouses and condos, there were 243 sales this year, 274 last year. So again, a drop in the number of sales. Average sale price of $224,000 this year, $207 last year. Months of inventory, 4.9 this year versus 5.0 last year. So in summary, the single family market in Manatee and Sarasota doing very well, seeing really nice appreciation at 20%. For the average sale price. The townhomes and condos saw only about a 10% clip and saw fewer sales, than they did last year, and more inventory of townhouses and condos than there is single-family homes. Some of the stats are probably influenced a little bit by sales getting pushed into October because of Irma. So I think that had that not been there, we might have seen lower sales in Sarasota across the board, fewer sales in Sarasota across the board. So I think the hurricane definitely impacted it there. But this is, the association more or less came to the assumption that the Sarasota Manatee's recovered from the storm now. The kind of the hangover from the storm has kind of passed on, and now people are back focusing on, buying and selling. So, interestingly, Robert, you spent some time down there in our Sarasota office. A lot of people, sometimes will look down there and say, hey, look, it's a much higher price market, but there's a lot of mid-level price sales going on down there, 200, 250, 300,000. People from Tampa will maybe look to buy a vacation home down there and not realize that there's still a lot of affordable opportunities in Sarasota and Manatee as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're seeing, what's interesting about there is, just like up here, you're seeing a ton of new construction too. I mean, even in the condo market, you're seeing a lot of new construction. I mean, there's so many options down there. It's really maturing as a market, but your options, I mean, they go from, you can still find great deals all the way to really high end, so the options are really open.
Yeah, and they have more of a high end market than we do, which I think causes that stigma that people from Tampa think, oh, it's really expensive down there. But the reality is that you've got Anna Maria and you've got some of the beach stuff that goes really high, but there's still a lot of inland $200,000 and $250,000 affordable homes. And there's been a bit of a movement, I saw some demographics recently that showed that historically average age of a home buyer in Sarasota, Manatee has kind of climbed over the years, and the last couple of years has kind of taken a little bit of a step back. So you're seeing more young professionals.
Yeah, and when we say inland, it's interesting we even use that term because here inland, Tampa's an hour from the beach with traffic. There inland means you're still 15 minutes from the beach.
Exactly.
So, if you're looking for something that's more affordable, you're still going to be very, very, very close to the beach. They've done a lot of building down there, built out the roads. They're building a lot down there, period. But you'll be able to get to the beach much quicker and be much closer, even though we're referring to inland opportunities.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw another statistic that I thought was really interesting, the number of foreclosure sales in the marketplace, which there were like 30-something foreclosures sold in the month in single-family homes in the entire market, like 30-something. I remember when it was like, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah, I'd say probably at least half the market at one point was
Yeah, so now it's such a small, it's, down there you're talking less than, probably 5-10% of the sales or foreclosures or short sales. So it's not the impact it used to be. If you're someone, maybe that's visiting here in Tampa and you're looking for one of those great foreclosure deals that you read about a couple years ago, the foreclosure deals are selling for retail value.
Yeah, banks are, a lot of banks are even going in and improving the homes before they put them on the market. It's really interesting what they've done with them.
Yeah, and I think that they understand that with values rising, especially on the short sale side of things, they're not in any huge rush. So it's even more challenging to get a short sale through today because prices keep going up. The bank just says, well, why should I hurry up and rush to sell this thing? Price keeps going up. I'm not an idiot,
Right.
Banks have a lot of money for a reason. They're not stupid with it,
Yeah, they want to get as much money as they can too to minimize their loss. So everybody thinks you can come in and get those for nothing. It's not the case.